Hey guys, doing? It's John Tony Bennett, Clean County Power Wash. It is February 7th, the day before the Super Bowl. I hope you got your boxes. I got my boxes. I really care about the boxes more than the game, which is kind of crazy. But my team's never getting the Super Bowl anyway, especially my New York Jets. They stink. But anyway, I'm going to show you what I'm doing today. It's 16 degrees outside, and tonight's going to be like negative 10 wind chill, which is crazy. But I'll flip this around fast. So this box truck is just about done. I put the concession window in. I followed Jamie's advice on how to do that. So you don't see any screws or anything in here. It's all in the frame. And then the truck, I got all the plumbing, everything's done in here. Both these machines, these both are 14 gallons a minute each. You can run with this, one pump or two pumps, they're 7 gallons a minute each. So you can put them together so you have 14 gallons a minute here and 14 gallons a minute here. These are the machines I use in parking garages. I build these machines. There's a 535 gallon tank. I'm going to build shelving above that so you can store the chemicals and whatnot in there. I'm going to have a little trailer here. It's here, so it's over here. This is like a wheelchair trailer, if you can believe it. Got the ramp. That's going to go on the back of this truck here. And they're going to put the X-Jet tank that's on a dolly on that so they can wheel it off. I don't want it in there because it corrodes everything. Like my trailers over the years get destroyed from the bleach fumes. But anyway, so this is going to be all for residential. All right. And now to show you my parking garage cleaning trucks. They're up in here. And big flat work job. They're on this lift here. And this machine... That's 17 gallons a minute right there. It's built by Jose Ortiz. The only power washer I have that I did not build. I build all my own power washers. They're dual pumps. I also built this one years ago. I'm gonna put 11 gallon per minute on that. That's a Kohler. All my engines are Kohlers. I think Kohlers are the best. But to go back to I built another power washer on an old 40 gallon per minute, 40 horsepower Kohler. So this one here, it's got its own gas tank here, and I'm going to run it to the other one. Let me just show you that one. I'll walk you around here fast. All right, so I have another power washer I built a few months back. It's up in there. You can see up top. That's also two pump. That's a 40 horsepower Kohler. That engine's got about 10,000 hours on it. We cracked the block years ago, so I had to pay, I don't know what that cost, $1,000. But that engine was gold, and now they're 37 horse, but that's a 40 horse Kohler. So anyway, I got that. So there's all kinds of stuff. There's always something to do. I have to work on this sweeper. This sweeper gets used every month. This one is our home run here. This is going to get a 5-year contract soon. It's on a 3-year contract. And of course, it's our lift, our 50-foot lift. And then over here, this sweeper here, we have a 5-year contract to do this garage in New Jersey for this, but this is only done right now. It's only going to be done once a year, that contract that we signed. It's a big garage, but this has got to be worked on too because the squeegee down there, we broke the mechanism that holds that together. My guys hit a speed bump. I don't know how that happened. They hit the speed bump and they said it was too high up and they just ripped the bottom of that squeegee out. So there's always something to do. What else I got going on here? I'm gonna build maybe a soft wash setup with that compressor. I had that elliptical machine. That's a good machine, a few $1,000s. I'll give it away free. Anybody who wants it, come get it. What else I got going on here? I have this reclaim setup. I have all these burners here. These two burners I have to fix. Both these burners have cracked coils. I got that old burner there. And there's more from the reclaim setup. There's one of my riders. And I have the other rider up in there. That one I built myself. I just took a rider mower. And that deck for that I think is, let me turn this around. The deck for that is in here somewhere. Because we're not using it right now. It's too cold. There it is. I'll flip it around. This is an old Steel Eagle 48-inch deck. I just painted it red and the paint's a little chipping off. So there's always something to do. So, and also there's a lot of events coming up. Let's talk about that fast. There's all kinds of events going on, but the event I'm going to be at next is the PWMCA event. So I do my parking garage class on March 4th. I have about 18, 19 people in there. It's going to be one of my smaller classes, I think, because of the weather and what's going on. But so I kept the price at $350 because automatic increases. That's going to stay at $350 until the end of the month. Then it'll jump up to $395. I have great sponsors in there. If you want to know how I get all this stuff, it's really from the parking garages. That's where all the money is. I mean, even this, I custom designed this lift through Ben Pack. I think I talked about this in the past. It can raise the trucks 82 inches, I think it is. Yeah, 82 inches. So this, and actually this goes up 3 inches higher. You know, when I take that truck out, we're bringing up 3 inches higher. That truck's a little bit higher, but it fits underneath. That truck usually goes underneath. But I'm working on this because of the power washer. But that lift can hold 14,000 pounds, so the tank's got to be just about empty. That's right about 13,000 pounds on that right now. But anyway, so back to my class. Yeah, you know, the garages, the bids are coming out very shortly because the budgets are already passed. And, you know, they already have their budgets for 2026 in place. And I don't want to get these garages clean after the winter breaks. Usually around April and May, they're going after these things. We do a bunch in the summer, too. And we also do some in the fall. We do like 30 plus garages a year. Some of them we do twice a year. And then we sweep every month. And that's 10 garages every month. And I'm going to go over all this in my garage class, the contracts we have. We have like the sweeping contracts. This one here, like I said, this is on his third 3-year contract. It's running out in June when this place fiscal year ends. And they're going to sign a 5-year contract. And the other one we just got on a contract, that's the sweeper scrub, that's a 5-year. And we have some garages on 5. One's on a 6-year. We have a bunch now on 5-year. We have over 10, maybe 13, 14 contracts now for these garages. I'm going to go over that in my garage class. There's a lot of money in parking garages. That's if you like flat work, that's what I like the best. I did it years ago. My crew does it now. And so get in on that. That's what's going on. And this weather sucks. Can't stand it. I mean, you know, I think of George Costanza on Seinfeld, if you guys watched that. The coach back in the high school days used to call him "Can't Stand You." And that's why, whenever I say that, I think of George Costanza, "Can't Stand You." But this weather really, really bites. I mean, I should be in Florida, but I got too much going on here, so my dad's staying down at the house. He asked me if he could stay there longer. And, you know, and my father actually, he's very, very active. And he broke his pelvis. He cracked his pelvis in the hospital right now over there, so I'm going to have to shoot down there. He didn't want to come back. You know, my father's very, very active, and I said, you know, it's this cold weather when you're going to be 90 years old is rough. And I told my dad, I got so much going on here, but I said you can stay. I generally go down all of February and part of March, sometimes late January to part of March for 2 months. And I don't rent that house out either. I could, but I don't want the headache. I run everything headache-free, even my company, same employees for all these years. All right, guys, so consider taking my garage class. And I'll catch you back on the net. Stay healthy, stay well, stay prosperous, stay warm. And I'll see you all in a month. All right, have a good day.